Originally built in 1717, she flew down in a hurricane in 27 and burnt down in the Great Fires in 1788. Rebuilt 4 years later, she withstood the fires of 1794. Right on the left side of her, guys, is the Cabildo building. And on the second floor of that building is where they signed the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. That's when Spain gave it back to Napoleon, 6-2. And Napoleon sold it to Jefferson for 15 million bucks. Yep, it broke into 13 different states as we know them today. Help, help, help. Get down there, help. Now I'm going to tell you about these buildings when we come around to it. If you see this wonderful ironwork up here, that's called cast iron. And that's the first cast iron introduced to America. That was imported from Spain, 1849. Oh, hell. The brewery. And right over here, this is Jack's Brewery. Used to brew probably the worst beer that was ever made. They had some falling outs with the Union and the fire, but this was made into a mall in 1984. Now when I came back from my evacuation last year, I was gone for almost 5 years, this was pretty much still almost vacant. Just coming back, guys, just now coming back. Have y'all been along the river?
Not yet.
Beautiful walk up there, any time of day or night. It's called the Moonwalk, named after Moon Manager, one of our former mayors. Also the father of our present mayor, Mitch Manager. 1978. And right up there is where you catch the Natchez, the oldest steamship paddle. You probably have heard her organ on the back. You can't miss it when it starts up again. That's the Calliope, it's playing with steam. Now you see the aquarium up here, and then they got the IMAX, and then you can continue walking all the way to the Hilton Hotel where they have the River Cape Mall, girls. And that's the World Trade Center. The top part is a bar up there. Actually goes around in circles, and the bridge that goes over to the West Bank, that's the GNO. The Greater New Orleans. See the statue of the front guys? That is Jean Baptiste Lemoyne Sierra de Bienville, the founder of New Orleans, 1717. Him and his brother was the founder of Louisiana. They went back down to the mouth of the Mississippi to rediscover it. 12 miles back up, they discovered a freshwater bayou with lots of fish and everything. CR Tuesday, the day before Ash Wednesday, and they called that bayou Mardi Gras Bayou. That's what Mardi Gras was introduced to Louisiana. Mardi Gras Bayou. All other carnival is called carnival in all the other Catholic places. In Rio and in France, it's not Mardi Gras. Of course, the carnival means the feast of the Now look, right up here, girls. For $29, you can learn how to cook a roux. Does anybody know how to cook a roux?
I've done it.
Yeah, that's the foundation of our gumbo. It's oil and flour whisked to a peanut butter color. The trick is to let the oil cook the flour and not the pan. That's a great little place. Look, they're cooking, they're making crawl. Up ahead of here is Nola's, second restaurant in Elmer Agassi. Wonderful. Right over here, this magnificent house, that was built in 1797 for Napoleon Bonaparte. The pirates were going to smuggle him out of the island of Elba and start another revolution right here. But he died before he made the trip. That's got a wonderful restaurant in there too, guys. Great restaurant. And that bar is where you can get a Pim's Cup, an old-fashioned, and a Ramus Gin Fizz. Ask a bartender on Bourbon Street what those drinks are. and they'll look at you like you're speaking in tongues. This is where they used to auction slaves, part of our dark history. The big building right here, folks, that's the Supreme Court building of Louisiana. On the other side of that building is Brennan's, the people that created Bananas Foster and Eggs Benedict. Are you hungry yet? 2 doors down this way is K. Paul's. The guy who created black and red fish, just 2 doors down. All that stuff right around here. Yeah.
I love this building right here.
So you probably see the Supreme Court buildings in movies like JFK, Runaway Jury. Now, see this place right up here? That used to be the oldest pharmacy in America. Those ladies are walking in. A Creole pharmacist named Payshard. He's the guy that created bitters. He used to put his bitters together with brandy and serve it in an egg cup called a cockatiel. The Americans messed up that word so badly through the years, it went from cockatiel to cocktail. That's when a cocktail was created. A moment of silence for that cocktail. These were all one family dwellings at one time. Aren't they beautiful? All these buildings have courtyards and slave quarters in the back. Nice dress, girl.
Come on, get up. Hi, DJ. Hey, wow.
That's where the first fires broke out, 1788. That's the Boston House. This was built right after the fires. It was mandated by the Spanish that all buildings be built with brick, cypress wood, and slate tile roofs. And that has to be the way it is until today. If you break the mission coverage, everything that we do to the outside of these buildings, you can't paint a doorknob without getting permission. They got guns. You can go to jail. Yeah. Now that's one of the 3 father-in-laws of Governor Claiborne. All 3 of his young wives died of yellow fever. See that man right there? That's Jamie Hayes. He's the guy that does all the Mardi Gras posters. He's signing autographs and stuff. He's off the chain, guys. He just got permission to do the Beatles poster for the Beatles Fest this year in Liverpool. He said, yeah, the big Beatles Fest, the 50th. Yeah, see this is the carriageway? Right back there, the slave horse where John Cusack was staying in the movie Runaway Jury. That's where they tried to burn him out, jumped over the wall, and he ran out over here. Now, you know the pharmacy I showed you? In 1958, Elvis Presley's daddy walked through there and got himself a job as a pharmacist in the movie. Remember these locations, guys, so when you see the movies over again, you'll know you've been there. Of course, in King Creole, it's 1958. It still looks the same. The 2 nightclubs they played are still on Bourbon Street. The King Creole Club is the famous door. We'll take the picture of it. Yeah. The man originally helped finance these buildings here. His name was Don Alamaster. He was a very wealthy man. He was the bookkeeper for King Louis XIV. When he was 70 years old, he married a 29-year-old babe. Yeah. Had a little baby girl named Mickey Yella. She grew up to marry Count Fontable, who had no money, just a title. And with her daddy's money, she built this building, 1849, and that building right over there, 1851. Those are called the Fontable Apartments, built by the Baroness Fontable. There's a 10-year waiting list to get in there. That's the upper where she lived. and the lower is the other one. That one's owned by the city of New Orleans, and the other one's owned by the state of Louisiana. They just caught the last administration, put all their friends up in there for like $500 a month. It's a big, huge scandal. Because that's our revenue. They're $4,000 a month. This is where they locked up all the pirates. John the Beat's men were all locked up here. General Jackson had them released in the alleyway called Pirates Alley. And that's how we defeated the British. Pirates, Tennesseans, Kentuckians, and a whole regiment of free people of color. And there's Pirates Alley right here. This is the gumbo shop. Great little restaurant here. That's my wife and I's traditional seafood gumbo. Ash Wednesday. We get to start it all over. Take a picture of it. See what it says 632.5? Right there?
Right.
That's for Tennessee Williamsville. And that's where he wrote the screenplay, Streetcar This is one of the best clarinetists in the world. This is a great jazz.
That kid went running.
See, they all off Royal Street to the band. That's where all the musicians. You gotta hear Doreen play that clarinet. She's unreal. Now you can see here, look at over here. See the little quarter building right over here? Those are the slave quarters that belong to that family right over here. Lots of people. It was the French that introduced the Code Noir, which gave the Africans the right to become free people of color. Uniquely different here than anywhere else in the world.
I've seen that sign before, that cigar.
Look right here, guys. This is an old carriageway, too. Oh, Mrs. Love. This is the guy that runs the joint. There you go.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come see Love tonight. He'll get you drunk.
He did last night already.
Uh-oh. Crawfish alert. Crawfish alert.
Look at this.
This is where you line up to see the old jazz greats play. The Preservation Hall. That's it. Right next to Paddle Fires, guys. And this is another good jazz bar, okay? The Mason Bourbon. Okay, that's been there for years. When I was a boy, all the clubs on Bourbon Street were closed. Okay? And you had Tuxedo Doorman on the outside.
Yes. Isn't it crazy with the
We're
car?
singing in America goes on. That's karaoke. Is that you two last night?
No.
Don't know anything about it.
You mean you can't remember?
That's right.
Yeah, everything gets done tomorrow. But that was never the term. That only after that movie. But New Orleans was known as the city that cared for dogs. That just came after that movie. Okay? The city that cared for dogs. There's lots of things that went on down here were illegal, but they turned their heads. You know, like Absinthe was sold in the Absinthe house all the way up to the 1960s, man, until Timothy Leary and all the hippie drug movement came out, that's what it slammed it down. Prostitution was never legal down here.
It's a video.
And either was gambling at first until it just came
Don't
out.
YouTube me, I'm gonna have to get involved.
Oh, that's it. I'm doing it now. There you go. You got what you wanted.
I'm famous where I'm from.
Now look right over here, guys.
Rick James is it.
After 8:30 tonight, one of the best blues singers in town, Big Al Carson. He ain't small, okay? Right next to it, another great jazz spot, Fritzels. Look how funky, that's New Orleans.
I love it.
Isn't that great? Now see this pink building right here? When I was a boy, that was called Lucky Pierre. It was shut down in 1984 by Harry Connick Sr. PA. You can also get breakfast there at 6 o'clock in the morning. You can get ham and eggs, woman of the evening. It was Charlie Sheen ready. And right over here, the latest Capital One commercial with the Vikings, they're playing with the voodoo doll in there.
Oh, yeah?
This is where you read the Bowman, the voodoo priest. You see right over here, jazz historian. See right on the cement? See where it says Pete Fountains right here? That used to be the old Pete Fountains Club. It's now a gay bar. You notice on this block, the bars have rainbow colors. Rainbow flags. Labor Day weekend, 90,000 gay brothers and sisters are sitting here. It's called Southern Town. Quite a happy bar. Guaranteed not to see any motorcycle gangs or night fights. Might get a couple of Fiat slaps. Look, this blade, see it's got cast iron and rod on it. That's about 1870. This is a Creole cottage. These were basically built with just one room with a centerpiece being the fireplace. Now lots of folks don't realize that you can Google up on guest houses and put yourself into one of these places and really experience some of that old world charm. See these guest houses? Look through here, you can see the slave board. You can stay up in there too.
Remember I told you I looked at one I thought,
Now with the Code
I don't
Noir,
need a ghost.
which the French brought in, free people of color even had slaves too, but again, uniquely different here than anywhere else in the continent. Spain brought their own version of that in as well. Now after the Civil War, the Union Army stayed down here to protect the free people of color. We had a black governor in 1865. Not too many people realize. Way before Rosa Parks ever stepped foot on that bus, there was civil rights here. Until way after the White League got together and got rid of the Union Army, and that's when the hoods came out. Right over here, this is one of your older townhouses. That's all wrought iron. Wrought iron before cast iron. Okay, 1820. These right here, you guys in Panama City might know what these are. These are called shotgun homes. You can open up the front door, back door, shoot a shotgun straight through without hitting anything. Now you can basically do what you want to do on the inside of the building, but everything on the outside has to remain the same as it was when it was initially built. That's for sale right up there for $2.8 million. Wow. And heck, if you buy it, you're right next door to the oldest bar in America, 1772. This is where the pirates used to run their contraband, illegal slave trade.
They're decorated.
It also has the best hurricanes in town now.
I don't think I can live through another one.
You can see it's electricity challenge. Mostly candlelight at nighttime. That's a great bar, man. See on the top, they just replaced those slate tiles about 8 years ago and the plaster. They were allowed to do that exposed brick look to it because that's the way it's looked the last 9 years. With that all brick and cypress frame, it's all original. The man standing there looking up with the shirt on, the white campaign shirt, he's the owner. He's also a sheriff of Jefferson County. Now this guy right over here, you see, I want to show you how expensive. He's been trying to replace that for years. So he has to replace all that cast iron and it all has to match.
the balcony.
It's different fruit juices, lots of rum, grenadine, and top. It has an orange and a
Cherry.
And it was created at Pat O'Brien's. But Pat O'Brien's does theirs out of the Kool-Aid mix now because they make so many of them. They do it from scratch in there. One of my favorite heroes of New Orleans was a Scotsman. Came down here in the early 1800s. This man believed in education and freedom. He actually fought, educated, and freed over 300 slaves. Sent 80 of them back to West Africa, back to Mali, where they originally came from, where my wife's family are from, with their own frigate, farm tools, and money. Cool dude. When he died, he left his fortune to the city of New Orleans, and we built 35 public schools out of it. That's the first one. Wow. Named after John McDonough, that's McDonough 15 by locale. That's where my little boys were going to school right before Katrina, pre-K. Actually, Dylan was going to start a pre-K class that Monday. Now, Brad Pitt and his beautiful wife, meaning beautiful, they're beautiful people. They're beautiful outside too. But, they came and they put their kids right into the public school system, which really shocked everybody, but it brought the focus to what we needed. These are all charter publics now. Now, guys, in 1958, Elvis Presley pulled up here in a bill cap with Carolyn Jones sobbing at his feet. So, baby, I gotta go to school. I know that was terrible. But anyway, he got out and he punched out his roommate, a classmate, right there, heckling him. He got expelled from his high school. In the movie King Creole. Now, you have to be a Creole. Creole is the Spanish word means people of the colony. Did I tell you that? Our Creoles here are French, Spanish, African, and it manifested into people of color. Yeah. Come around. Come around. Go around. Anyway, well then wait there. See that pink house right there? That belonged to a Delta bird. Now, used to have to be a Creole to live in the French Quarter. All the way up until the late 1880s, and that's when the Sicilians came to town. And they occupied the whole lower part of the French Quarter. Yeah, this was Little Sicily. See that beige building down there? 4-story? That's Irene's. One of the best restaurants in the quarter, man. And that's French Quarter Sicilian, guys. That ain't the Olive Garden, okay? 2 galleries down with the Mardi Gras decorations where Elvis sang that Broadway song. The beginning of that movie. Now, girls, this is the prettiest street in the French Quarter. Antique shops, art galleries, boutiques, and jewelry shops. Guys, run quickly.
With your wallet.
This is the Rodeo Drive at the French Quarter. This is Royal Street. Come on, girl. This is the first district court at one time. They held Andrew Jackson at contempt because he wouldn't lift the martial law after the war. Right through there is where they built double jeopardy with Ashley Judd. Are you sure?
I'll meet you where you
Okay. Okay. Thanks, guys. I got 3. I know what it is. See this right over here? That's the Cornstalk Fence Hotel. That was initially built in 1820 for the first Supreme Court judge of Louisiana.
That's pretty.
Now, if you were a white man, you couldn't marry a woman of color. And it was mandated that women of color had to wear T-rongs, those big head wraps. Because even if you were blonde, you had blue eyes, if you have an eighth of black in you, you were a person of color, right? So they had to wear the T-rongs, but they became like a fashion statement. Anyway, so they would have balls where a man would come and select one of those beautiful women as a blessé, called the acte de plaçage, placing one with another. So, but if you selected one of those ladies, you had to buy her house and put her up for the rest of her life. Now, This was sold right after the Civil War to a doctor from Iowa, hence the cornstalk fence. There's another one uptown on 4th Street in the Garden District where the good doctor lived with his wife and kids. This was for his blessed. After what, my little girl was only 3 months old when we evacuated. Little Maya in her pre-K class in Florida, where we evacuated, she was dancing the Jingle Bell Rock at the Christmas play. And I was biting my lip, man, because she was doing the J-Lo thing just perfectly, man. And I was thinking about the spikes on the pole back in New Orleans. Those are called Romeo poles, put there by the daddies in the old days. So if a guy wanted to crawl up to the second floor where the daughters are at, he'd go up as a Romeo, but come down as Juliet. And my boys, they get the keys to the car when they're 15. Maya's not going to see a date until she's 25. See that colonial right there, the green and white? Madame John's Legacy. It's a novel written about a Placette woman that owned that too.
Thank you, thank you. Everybody loves a good chicken song.
Help!
She's gonna hear that.
Help! 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 I found a Jazz Fest poster from last year. Mine was 2,035 print. Selling for $175. Last year's official Jazz Fest poster was Louis Prima. That would have been his 100th birthday last year. Yeah, you know who painted it? Tony Bennett.
Nice.
Signed by Anthony. This year it's
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Do you go to the Jazz Fest here, Colin?
Huh?
You go to the Jazz Fest here in New Orleans?
I played here for 5 years.
No kidding. We got ours
Usually
coming up.
I'm working.
We got ours coming up at Panama City Beach.
Huh?
Boney James and George Benson is going to be at ours.
Really?
Yeah. I run the security for it.
You know it's a really good festival? 2 weeks before Jazz Fest, the French Quarter Festival.
Uh-huh.
It's gorgeous, man. Live music everywhere for free down here. Food in Jackson Square, food up in the Mints. It's just great.
Yeah.
Help! Help! This right here is the twin to the Cabildo building, the Presbyterian. They've got the Katrina Museum in there. That's Domino's pianos in there that they dug out of the flood, you know, amongst other things. They got a boat up here in the foyer that saved over 400 lives in the aftermath of Katrina. Yeah, at one time there was 39 people on that boat. It took the government 4 days to get a bottle of water down. And people were pulling people out in little skiffs and everything. And the U.S. Coast Guard. They were told not to come in. And they said, heck with it. This boat will see it.
Remember we were here yesterday?
Come on, help me.
That boat.
We were here yesterday. That's in front of the
Oh, okay.
cathedral.
Yeah, before Katrina, this was lay mandolins. And I wouldn't tell anybody to go to anywhere unless I tried it. And I took my wife to Valentine's Day brunch. And I had eggs Benedict with a soft shell crab. Stamp approval. It's good stamp.
There you go.
This is Muriel's. Great restaurant. Upstairs they got a seance room. You could have dinner with one of the previous owners. Girls, my wife's favorite highlights. And after she had my first baby boy, Ian, her next favorite routine became voluptuousness. And she got herself back into shape real quick, went across the street to Trashy Diva. Started the whole thing over again 3 times. The whole family was conceived on that floor. Catholic, but the rhythm thing didn't work too much. No, it works real well, actually. Yeah, right up here is 2 Jacks, guys. That's the second oldest restaurant in New Orleans. 1856. Same day.
You made it.
Oh! I hear you, bro. I got 3 myself. 5, 10 more. That's 2 Jacks. The second oldest restaurant. 1856. The oldest is Antoine. And that's the oldest in America. Had a guy in my buggy the other night ask me if it was any good. Been there since 1856. He was from Panama City. There goes my tip in the back seat. It really beautiful day.
I know, wonderful day, actually. Good Lord.
Here's your YouTube guys over here.
Take care of your day, Dad.
Hey, she got you on YouTube again. You guys gotta watch it.
Oh, what the hell? Y'all follow me?
Yeah, see?
Come on, man.
It goes down Bourbon and Royal. Go to over Royal at St. Anne, where I just came. There's a little deli where you can sit outside. Find a place where you can sit outside. A little deli or a cafe. Royal Street. Bourbon Street might get a little moved. Cafe Dumont, been whipping up hot beignets and Cafe au lait since 1862. They're working on it.
You got $30.
In the parade, you have to be part of the crew. And then we have crew. The crew of Rex, crew of Zulu, crew of K. Crew of Rex is 1857. They're the ones that came up with the colors of Mardi Gras. Okay? It's green is faith, purple is justice, and gold is power. This is faith. Yeah, I'm gonna open some more. And this is justice. The lady with the scale.